Yeah, let's go. Hibu Haq, love, truth, salam, peace, huruton, freedom, adil, and justice. Amir Talib, check me out, listen. Yo. Let the spirits guide me safely to my destination. Using respiration deep into my meditation. In times of desperation, I am using evocation. I self-law and master, creating the world that's ever changing. All the races created to force the separation. Discrimination, the basis is made on pigmentation. His education for everyone in the population.
My laptop, I didn't bring no books up here or anything like that. I thought it would be a really good idea for us to kind of go back to the basics. Because I feel like for years, we continually giving more and more information, but Moors are struggling to explain the basics of Moorish science. Because when you're speaking to someone about Moorish science, more often than not, you're speaking to somebody who has no knowledge whatsoever on the concepts. So where do you start? How do you introduce these concepts to a person who's completely unfamiliar? Who was born in the United States of America, believing that they're black and or African American, believing that they were all brought here on slave ships from the continent of Africa, that never heard the term Moor before, that was raised in Christianity. How do you convey these concepts in such a way that they can understand what it is you're trying to reveal, which is the truth? How do you get to that truth? And sometimes when you're building with people, the amount of time that you have to capture that person's attention might be very small. But it could be one thing that you say to a person, just one little thing that just ignites a spark in them. And all of a sudden now, they want to know more. They're like, yo, wait, what is that you talking about? Like, what was that you said? When you go back a couple years, we go back in time, maybe 2012. Now I'm on my Facebook, and again, this is why the Grand Sheik implores y'all to, post certain things on the social media, because Sheik Muhammad, and it brings such great pride to call him that, Sheik Muhammad. In 2012, the brother reached out to me because he saw something on my Facebook dealing with Moorish science. And I'm sure it wasn't something all intricate and, elaborate. It was just something that was very basic to a person that is in the Moorish movement. But to him, it was a spark. And fast forward to 2020, the brother's in the honor roll, and he sits before you as a sheik within the temple of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Islam, like, I got to give it up for that, man. That brother put in that work. Islam. But the whole thing is, it was just that spark. So that one little post on the timeline, you know what I mean? A brother stopping you or a sister stopping you on the street, and they see something on you, maybe in a law pen. Maybe you're wearing your turban or your fez that day. Maybe they see your license or some type of ID and they see your fez on it. Or for the case of the sisters, your turban on it with the law pen.
That's right.
Or maybe they see your name, El Abay. Something like that. Maybe you're wearing the Moorish flags. Something on you. Just like that, just maybe that person, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they've been here before and they've seen that flag before. Something within their spirit drew them to that particular symbol. Islam. And that gives you that instance to kind of convey the teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So, or sometimes you work with somebody, you see them every day, y'all doing whatever y'all doing, lifting stuff, whatever y'all on conveyor, whatever y'all doing, and you just have the ability to kind of talk and build. And sometimes y'all talking about sports, sometimes y'all talking about women, or in the case of females, sometimes y'all talking about men, or your home life, or your extracurricular activities, whatever. But sometimes y'all talk about deeper issues. And maybe at some point or another, a discussion that's relevant to what you understand gets brought up. You understand? So we're gonna call this one Back to Basics, man. Moorish Science 101. So I'm gonna start off, as we should, with the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Islam.
Anybody, it could be any one of you brothers. Let's pull up what shall we call him by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali in the Moorish literature. So if you Moors have your Moorish literature with you, or if you're watching, from the comfort of your cell phone, smart device, television, whatever, computer, laptop, whatever, you can read along. You can Google it. It's by the Prophet Noble Ali. It's referred to as, what shall we call it? You can find it on the internet. So I see, but the Sheik Muhammad, he's gonna, so we're gonna go through that, but you're not gonna read this entire document to a person. So we're gonna read the document, and then we're gonna kind of give a synopsis or understanding that you can convey in a short period of time.
Islam. Specific part or something?
No, just start it off. You just read, and I'm gonna, interject.
Islam. So often our various journalists find trouble in selecting the proper name for the Moorish American. Some say Negro, another will brand him raceman, still another will call him Afro-American, and then call him colored, dark American, coon, shine, the brethren, and your folks. It is indeed a hard matter.
Let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. So Islam. You can see the Sheik there, he ran through a number of names.
Islam.
He ran through Negro, raceman, Afro-American, colored, dark American, coon, shine, right? So the Prophet is identifying names historically that we were called, politically as well as socially, right? I have some of you may have seen this on your Facebook timeline where it has different years. 1492 it says Indian, 1600 it says slave, 1832 it says Negro, 1965 it says black, 1900 it says Negro, 1950 it says color, 1970 Afro-American, 1980 black, 1988 African-American, 1999 minority, 2000 black, 2017 African-American. So as we can see, there is an identity crisis.
Islam.
All right? So that is your starting point. That is your starting point. One of the questions Moors love to ask is, what is your nationality? It's all talking about the same concept, which is that there is an identity crisis. All the names that I just read, the names that Sheik Muhammad just read, are names that were given to us.
That's right.
Does the Prophet mention something like that?
Sure do.
In Acts 6 he says, with us all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians. Because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. All right? See, I got that the memory now, Mo. I'm gonna pop my collar on that one. I was reading it first, but then I said, I know this. Islam. So there you have it. You understand? These are the names that were given. I got you right now, Mo. I see you. These are the names that were given to us. So when you're building with a person who thinks that they're one of these names, the first thing that you need to inform them is that these names are names that allude to slavery. These are names that were given to us. And you give names to things that you own, your possessions. And you don't got to go into deep science as evidence to this. You work with that person, or you just meet that person on the first time, their last name, if they are a black American, if they identify as that, there's no such thing as a black American, if they identify as that, or African American, or any one of these names, they got a European last name. That's the evidence right there. You don't need no deep mystical book to tell you that. They're wearing the names today. Oh yeah, so the Mo, he's going to come back. So let's get Brother Jeff while the Sheik refreshes himself.
Are you answering any questions on people on live or asking Instagram live? They asking this question.
Oh, Islam, yeah. You can feed those questions. We'll get back to the demonstration. This is fluid right here, Mo. So
this is from Johanna Lufu.
Islam, peace.
How do I go about claiming my nationality?
That's a good question. So we're going to go to the Prophet, Noble Ali, first. Here we have hung up, if you could get it, I'm sure it's kind of distance, whatever, but it says here, the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Now, you have groups of Moors who say, declare your nationality. But Prophet Ojal used a specific language. He said, proclaim your nationality. And he starts off here. He says, Act 6, with us. And when he's saying the us, who is the us? The Moorish Science Temple of America. These are the laws of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And understand that the Moorish Science Temple of America is a government. If those of y'all on Instagram Live, keep feeding your questions. If you want me to elaborate on how the Moorish Science Temple of America is a government, we can go into that too. But, so with us, meaning the government that is the Moorish Science Temple of America. So the Prophet already established the laws, and everything that follows the with us is what the Prophet established. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality.